Hello and welcome to Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. Today, on this daily cricket show, there are three matches that we are going to look at. One is the first test between Bangladesh and the West Indies, which, as I said, the writing was absolutely on the wall, and it happened as expected, with the West Indies bowling out the Bangladeshis for 144 and registering a huge victory in the first test by an innings and 219 runs, with Shannon Gabriel taking 5 wickets. They had a bit of a resistance from Nurul Hassan, who got the fastest 50 overseas by a Bangladeshi batsman of 74 deliveries. Other than that, the sixth match between Zimbabwe and Australia, definitely the Zimbabweans, even though they lost the match, Australia won by 5 wickets. The match went all the way down to the wire with still, I think, 2 runs required of the last 2 balls. And finally, it was Australia who prevailed with Stoinis striking it for a boundary. But let me tell you that Zimbabwe would have been proud of this effort, because they made 151 for 9 batting first, with Solomon Meyer dominating the batting, but Australia were had to really work hard, even though it was a modest target of 150 odd. The bowlers really made them work hard, as Australia won the match by 5 wickets with 1 ball remaining. And as far as the second T20 between India and England were concerned, it was all about whether the Englishmen could actually weather the bowling of Kuldeep Yadav. So they definitely learned their lessons pretty quickly, and it was reflected today in the way they batted against Kuldeep Yadav, and the result was there. It was an England victory by 5 wickets in the second T20. Alex Hales kept his cool and opened out in the final onslaught when 20 runs were required of the last 2 overs, and he cracked 50 runs to get the man of the match award. And it was all over. England actually leveling with India in the T20 series 1-1 with 1 more to go, and that would be the fitting finale as far as the T20 series is concerned, because whichever team wins takes the T20 series. So it's a very well contested one, one would say. Right now, well, I'm sorry, dear friends, I know that my throat has not been cooperating. I am really struggling, but it's all due to the dear friends and subscribers. I'm always here to talk about cricket despite the problems that I face. So let's talk about these matches. So what I'm going to start off with the first test between Bangladesh and West Indies, which I'm going to really wrap it up. As I said, it was just a matter of West Indies wrapping it up, and there was absolutely no surprise when the Bangladeshis are bowled out for 144. Mahmudullah and Nurul Hassan were at the crease, and when Mahmudullah was there, probably one thought he's an experienced bloke, but Jason Holder, the captain, got rid of him early in the morning for just 15 with 2 boundaries. After that, it was Nurul Hassan which was left with the tail-enders, and Nurul Hassan decided that there was no need to really stay at the wicket. It was all about getting the runs, and he got some support from Rubel Hussain at the other end with the 55 runs, 9th wicket partnership. It was the best partnership in this Bangladesh in this test match, and that could really tell you that how badly Bangladesh fared here. Nurul Hassan, as I said, got the fastest 50 overseas by batsman, and that was 50 of 74 balls. And his contribution, he was the only one who held up the West Indies with 64 of 74 deliveries, 6 fours and 2 sixes. And then it was all over. Rubel Hussain made 16, but 144 all out, a huge victory for the West Indians by 209, and that too in a matter of 3 days. The first test match at Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, North Sound in Antigua, was all done and dusted. So it is a 2-match series. So West Indies have already taken the lead in this particular series, the second one coming up. And Shannon Gabriel, 12 overs, 3 made in 77 runs and 5 wickets, and 3 for 30 for Jason Holder, 2 for 16 for Miguel Cummins. But one has to say that Kemar Roach, even though he did not bowl in the second innings, still the Bangladeshis could not weather the West Indian bowling, and Gabriel probably taking his fourth 5-wicket haul or fifth, I'm not really sure. But Kemar Roach, even though he did not bowl in the second innings, was named man of the match, and I thought that was the right decision. So that is as far as Bangladesh versus West Indies was concerned. The sixth match that happened, as I said, between Zimbabwe and Australia. Well, Zimbabwe batted first, and it was definitely of no consequence to Zimbabwe because they are already out of the tri-series. But Zimbabwe batted first, and they put on 151 for 9 of their 20 overs. Sefer Zua was out for naught. He was in fact dismissed on the very first ball of the match by Stanlake. Solomon Meyer once again showed what a useful player he is. I mean, he really stuck it out there, putting on some good partnership, giving some company. In fact, Solomon Meyer was there till the 19th, the final 19th over. So that was a sort of an innings where Solomon Meyer understood his responsibilities, and he decided to really hold up the innings for Zimbabwe, as he made 63 of 52 deliveries, 5 fours and 2 sixes. Masakadza was out for 13 of 12, 1 4, 1 6. Musakanda made 12 of 10 balls, 1 4, 1 6. Peter Moore 30, the other main contributor to the Zimbabwean innings, 30 of 29, 2 fours, 1 6. Chigumbura made 2, and Malcolm Waller 13 of 6, 1 4, 1 6. Trapano not. Mahuta was making his debut today, the leggy, not out on 6 of 3 balls with 1 4. Masakadza, that is Washington Masakadza, he was there. I think it was Washington Masakadza. He was out for 3. There were 2 debutants today in either side. Wildermuth actually making his T20 debut. Australia, Stanlake, and 151 was a modest score by any standards on this particular pitch at Harare. Stanlake bowled well, 4 overs, 1 made in 2 for 21. Jai Richardson 4 overs, 2 for 32. Stoinis 3 overs for 31 without a wicket. Ashton Agar 3 overs, none for 22. Andy Tye 4 overs, no made in 28 runs and 3 wickets. Wildermuth making his debut, got his maiden wicket of the genuine tail-ender at the fag end of Masakadza. Wildermuth 2 overs, 1 for 16. So Australia were given a target of 152 to win, but definitely one thought the Zimbabwean bowlers were sticking to their task, especially Blessing Muzrabani was really surprising the Aussies with some very good bounce that he was generating, and also so it was pretty good bowling. I thought Blessing Muzrabani's bowling for me stood out. In fact, he was the one who actually really put a sort of a stop on Australia, because he picked up, Masakadza picked up the wicket of Aaron Finch pretty quickly for 3. Alex Carey was the one who today opened with Aaron Finch. Probably they were trying to experiment something because they have nothing to lose here, as they've already made it to the Tri-Series finals. Alex Carey made 16 of 17 balls, 2 fours, was a victim of the bowling of Muzrabani, Blessing Muzrabani. Travis said after that, it was Travis said, but it was Glenn Maxwell who provided the real impetus to the innings, with a smashing innings of 56 of just 38 deliveries, which included 5 sixes and 1 4. So it was a really smashing innings. But his wicket was also claimed by Muzrabani. It was a 100-run partnership between from 26 for 2 in the 5th over. The score rose to 129 till the 17th over. So definitely Travis Head and Maxwell were the ones responsible in putting a very good partnership, which yielded 103 runs to the good. Head's contribution being 48, 42, 3 fours. Maxwell 56 of 38, 1 4, 5 6. It was good to see Maxwell get into some real touch here. Madinson was out for 2. Stoinis, as I said, the match went all the way down to the wire in the final over, and finally Stoinis actually hit a boundary to warm the cockles of the Australian Hearts, as he was not out on 12 of 7 deliveries, 1 4. Ashton Agar not out 5, game over with Australia winning the match by 5 wickets. Masakadza 4 overs on for 32. Blessing Muzarabani 4 overs no maiden, 21 runs and 3 wickets for Muzarabani. As I said, he surprised the Aussies with some real bounce on the pitch in Harare today. Trapano 3.5 overs no maiden, 1 for 27. Solomon Mart 2 overs for 17. B. Mahuta was making his debut, was very costly. He's a leg spinner and he was slammed for 33 runs of his 4 overs, especially Glenn Maxwell really tonking him for 6s. Malcolm Waller 2 overs, none for 20. And Andrew Tye, who took those 3 wickets in the end, actually got the man of the match award. So that is as far as this 6th match was concerned in the tri-series. Now we head off to the second T20 between India and England, where England actually won the toss here at Cardiff and inserted the Indians into bat. And the Indians, well, it didn't start off well. Rohit Sharma in the initial stage. Today I thought the England bowlers were much disciplined. Liam Plunkett in particular bowled a tight line. Jake Ball initially did a good job, but probably towards the latter stages he did not bowl as expected. We'll have a look at the wickets. As I said, Rohit Sharma was the first to go today as he tried to pull a ball from Jake Ball, and he was caught by Butler for 5-9 balls with 1-4. Shikhar Dhawan was involved in a run out. I thought it was a silly run out by Shikhar Dhawan. He was run out by a Roy Morgan combination of 10 of 12 balls with 1-4, and that was a blow for India. And to complicate matters, the batsman who hit a century in the first T20, KL Rahul, the man of the match, was clean bowled by Plunkett for 6. And Plunkett was, as I said, Plunkett was the best bowler today. Now, Rahul was going for a booming straight drive, trying to hit it over Plunkett's head, but the ball just shaped away and went on to clip the bails on the top of the middle stump, and that was a big wicket for England as the Indian score read 22 for 3, a very shaky score in 4.5 overs. And then Kohli and Suresh Raina had to repair the damage, and that's what they precisely did by putting 50 runs a partnership with Virat Kohli hitting 2 6s and 1 4 in a knock of 47 of 38 deliveries, and Suresh Raina's contribution being 27 of 20 balls with 2 4s and 1 6. But then Raina's wicket, Raina trying to up the tempo for India with the score on 79 for 4 in the 13th over, faltered here as he was stumped by Butler of the bowling of Rashid for 27 of 20, 2 4s and 1 6. And after that, Virat Kohli fell in the 18th over. I was caught crude bowl Willie for 47 of 38 balls, 1 4 and 2 6s. And then it was only thanks to Dhoni at the end, managing to get 3 4s in that final over, where he ended up with an unbeaten 32 of 24, 5 4s. Pandya was not out on 12 of 10 balls with 1 6, as India ended up on a score of 148 for 5, and definitely it was not a par score according to me on this particular pitch. So 148 for 5 was what the Indians ended up with. And the bowling, I have to say, David Willey was very impressive. He bowled 4 overs, no made 1 for 18, a picture of economy there. Jake Ball, as I said, started off well, 4 overs, 1 for 44, provided a very quick breakthrough. But the pick of the bowlers was Willey and Plunkett. Plunkett really stuck to a very good line, 4 overs, 1 for 17. Chris Jordan, 4 overs for 34 runs, and Rashid, 4 overs, 1 for 29. Now, 148, as I said, was not a good score, but one knew that England definitely had a challenge, even though India were defending a low score from the hands of Kuldeep Yadav. But it was a good start which was provided for India by Umesh Yadav, who slipped in an inducker where Jason Roy was beaten all ends up and his stumps were uprooted, his furniture was disturbed. So Jason Roy was the first wicket, bowled by Yadav, Umesh Yadav for 15 of 12 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. And then Butler was dropped by Kohli, a difficult chance one could say, but Kohli made amends right away when Butler was sent back to the pavilion. Kohli once again, this time making no mistake, and again the bowler was Umesh Yadav. So Umesh Yadav providing a double breakthrough for India with the score on 33 for 2, and Butler being gone, that was a big victory for India, because Butler was a dangerous player, out for 14 of 12 balls, 3 fours. And Chahal actually absolutely befuddled Joe Root. He actually bowled a ball outside the off stump, and Root probably wanted to sweep the ball, but the ball spun in sharply and took his off stump. And so Joe Root was gone, bowled by Chahal for 9, and the England innings was absolutely going in the same Indian way as the score read, 44 for 3 in the 7th over. Now they had 2 new batsmen at the crease. One was Alex Hales. At the other end it was the Morgan, the captain. And then they had to really do what Kohli and Raina did for India, and that is to restore some balance into the England innings. And that's what they precisely did. But Morgan's wicket was taken by Pandya in the 14th over. Morgan was a goner. He was caught by Dhawan of the bowling of Pandya for 17 of 19 balls. He tried to pull the ball, but one has to say it was a sort of a wonderful catch which was taken by Dhawan. And now Dhawan was actually there at the ropes. Basically, he was there near the boundary, and he jumped and he put his hand out, and he picked up an excellent catch. So that was the end of Morgan. Caught Dhawan, bowled Pandya for 17 of 19 deliveries, 2 fours. Bairstow came in, and that was the time at the score at 92 for 4 in the 14th over. There was still some runs to get, but Alex Hales was looking good at the crease at the time. But Alex Hales was not taking a lot of risks. He was just trying to get to terms. But Jonathan Bairstow the other day was dismissed very early, but not today. He clubbed 2 sixes in a knock of 28 of 18 balls before Bhuvaneshwar Kumar picked up his wicket. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar picking up his wicket. There was a ball on the middle stump. Crammed Bairstow for room as he wanted to pull the ball, and Kuldeep Yadav took a good catch diving forward, and JMB, that is JM Bairstow, was walking back after making 28 of 18 with 2 boundaries. And now the mat really came down to the wire with Bairstow gone. With the last 2 overs, 20 runs were required. Umesh Yadav, one thought, bowled a good line to just add some pressure on the 2 batsmen, Alex Hales and Willie, were just conceding a boundary. But in the last over, with 12 runs to get of 6 balls, Alex Hales and the bowler was Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, the best bowler today, and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was hit for a 6 and a 4 by Alex Hales, who had played coolly till then, 6 and a 4, and then David Willey completed the formalities by taking a single of the 4th delivery of the final over, and victory was England's, and England had levelled the T20 series 1-1. Hales was given the man of the match for his very calm handling of the situation. He came in at a very, very tough stage of the innings, but stayed there, formed little partnerships, and finally he himself did a lot for England with that 6 and 4 in the final over. At Alex Hales not out 58 of 41 deliveries, 4 fours and 3 sixes. Willie was not out on 3, and England had definitely learned their lessons pretty quickly, and they knew how to deal with Kuldeep Yadav. As Alex Hales said, he was more on to the back foot instead of the front foot. So let's have a look at the bowling figures. Umesh Yadav was brilliant, 4 overs, 2 for 36. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, 3.4 overs, none for 19. He was only clobbered in the final over. Other than that, Bhuvneshwar Kumar was absolutely on the money. Hardik Pandya 4 overs 1 for 28. Yuzvendra Chahal 4 overs 1 for 28 and 4 overs for 34 for Kuldeep Yadav. So that really brings an end to the 3-match series, level 1-1, and England definitely winning the battle against Kuldeep Yadav today. As Kuldeep Yadav, I'm just wanting to see, he did not pick up a single wicket today. So England definitely taming Kuldeep Yadav today. Dear fans, subscribers, it's about time for me to wind up this daily cricket show. So it's all over for today, and I'll be seeing you all tomorrow on my next Cricket Happening show. Until then, it's good night.